Hello everybody. So in today's video, I film videos a couple of weeks ahead of time. So today is actually the day before Thanksgiving here in Canada. We have Thanksgiving in October in Canada. So today I thought I would make we're going to do 4 different pies, but we're going to turn them into mini pies, and it's for dinner for tomorrow. So this is going to be filmed over today and a little bit of tomorrow as well. So we're going to be making, let me see here, lemon cream pie, pumpkin pie, we're going to do cherry pie, and we're going to do chocolate cream pie. And we're going to do little mini ones in these little mini tart shells. So that's what we're doing in today's video. Okay, so for the first recipe, we need, I'm going to make it off the box here, 1 1/4 cups of graham cracker crumbs. Hopefully that'll be enough to cover these ones here, these tart shells. And then I like to add a tiny bit of sugar to this, just a little bit, probably about a tablespoon. Then we need about 1/4 cup of melted butter. I just want to measure this because I think I have a lot here. Yeah, perfect amount actually. So just pour that in, and we're going to mix this up until it's crumbly. My spoon here. We're just making graham cracker crust. It's pretty basic. So we're making the lemon cream pie first. I forgot to mention that, sorry. So we're making this one with a graham cracker crust. For the chocolate cream pie, I think we're going to use chocolate crumbs, and we'll do that with the chocolate cream pie. And then for the cherry and the pumpkin, we'll do pie dough. So we'll make that together in a minute here. Okay, so all we're going to do is fill each one of these little tart pans. I was going to do these in muffin tins, but then I was like, I want them to be a little bit bigger than that. And these are meant to be small enough where we can have several different kinds if we want. I mean, you could have several different pieces of pie, but I figured it would be cute to do them in little mini pies. I'm just separating this out here, and then I'm going to push them into place. I don't want them to be too full, but I want them to be thick enough crust where I can pop them out of the shells. Okay. Because I do want to be able to take these out. That's important. So we'll see. Hopefully it all turns out perfectly the way I'm planning here, but most things you usually have to improvise a little bit even. We are going to bake these in the oven for about 10 minutes, so hopefully they'll harden up a bit. I'm just making sure I'm packing them really tight along the edges so that when I pop it out, hopefully the plan is that they don't break. I'm not putting any butter or anything like that on the shells themselves because this recipe has a lot of butter in it, in the crust, so I think it'll be fine. So yes, Canadian Thanksgiving is in October, and I just wanted to try something a little different. Normally I just make 1 or 2 different desserts and people just pick which one they want, or they pick a little bit of both. And I figured I would do something a little different this year and do 4 different kinds of pie, but little mini pies, so we can try a whole bunch of different ones if we want. I thought that would be nice. Also this year, my family decided for Thanksgiving we were going to do ham instead of turkey. We're going to do turkey on Christmas. But our holidays are so close together that, you know, you don't want to have 2 turkey dinners so close together. I don't usually make turkey more than once or twice a year, so it's a special event for us. But I haven't made ham in a really long time, so we're going to do ham and scalloped potatoes for our Thanksgiving meal. Okay, so this is basically what I'm doing here, is just pushing them down. Making sure they're nice and thick around the edges, so hopefully they don't break when I take them out. I have never made this recipe before, lemon cream pie. I've made key lime pie before, which is delicious. But I wanted to try a lemon cream pie. I figured this would be a delicious option. I wanted to try a newer recipe that we hadn't had before. Make it special. So I finished the shells here. So I'm just going to bake these probably for about 10 or 15 minutes. So while these are baking, let's get started on the lemon cream filling. So for the lemon cream pie filling, we need half a cup of sour cream. I just measured this all out. Then we need 2 cans of condensed milk, which I have right here. And then we need another one. Yes, 2. Just want to make sure these are the right size. Yes. So we need one more. There isn't any sugar in this recipe, but condensed milk is quite sweet. So I'm assuming the condensed milk here is going to sweeten the lemon juice that we're about to put in a minute. Okay, so let's mix this up. Make sure it's all creamed together. Okay, so now we need 3/4 of a cup of lemon juice. You want pure lemon juice for this. So I'm noticing there's no thickener in this recipe as well, which is a little weird to me. But we're going to go with it. Oh, there was exactly 3/4 in that left. So let's mix that in. It looks delicious. Okay, I'm going to get a spoon and we're going to taste this because it's weird to me that it doesn't have a thickener in it. I'm just reading my recipe here. Just give me one sec. Okay, it says it thickens on its own once cooled. And I can see that it's already thickening, so that's cool. Okay, so let's taste this. I'm a little nervous. Oh my God. That is so good. That just surprised me. I didn't expect that. That's really delicious. Okay, so we're going to set this aside until the tart shells are ready, and then we're going to pour this into it. Tart shells have cooked for about 10 minutes, but this mixture also has to cook a little longer. So we're going to fill some of the mixture into this. It says the mixture can bake for 6 to 8 minutes. It also says you could do this as a non-cook recipe as well. A little scared of overfilling these. I think that might be a little too full. So once these are cooked, you cook them for 6 to 8 minutes, it says, and then you cool them in the refrigerator. It also says you can leave it just as is and not bake them. This is a good non-bake recipe as well. I think that I am going to not bake them, just so I can fill them a little bit more here. And I tasted the mixture and it tastes great the way it is. I also prepared a couple extra here because I knew I had too much filling. I might need to make a couple more. I put graham cracker crumbs on the bottom. So once these are set, just before serving them, I will add whipped cream to the top. I'm not going to do it ahead of time though. I just prepared these in little ramekins that I had extra here. There we go. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just cool these and let them set just like this. So the next time you see me will be tomorrow, and I'm going to start probably, actually I'm not sure. So when you see me next, it'll be tomorrow, and we will start a few of the other pie recipes. Hello everybody, so it's the next day, as you can see, and I'm going to make the pie dough. So I'm not sure exactly how much of this I'm going to need, so I'm going to do 1 times the recipe for now. It says it does 2 pie crusts, but I have a feeling I might need to make more, so we'll see. We're going to start with 1 timesing the recipe. So we need 2 1/4 cups of flour. I'm just going to do this right in the food processor. There's quite a few pies I need to do today, so I want to make sure I have enough time to do everything. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. Okay. 2 1/4 cups of flour. Then we need a teaspoon of salt. And 1 cup of butter, or 2 sticks of butter in the US. We don't do really sticks here. I mean, not really, no. We go usually by cups. So 1 cup of butter. I diced it up. This is cold chilled butter. This is an all butter pie crust recipe, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to pulse this together, and then we'll slowly add some ice water. I have water here with ice in it. You need really cold water for this. Oh, that works super well. I didn't expect that. I've always made this in my mixer or by hand, so I've never actually... Dang, that worked really well. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so now it says 8 to 10 tablespoons of ice water. You want your pie dough to be really crumbly, like the size of pea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. We're going to start with 6. I don't want it to be too wet. Add a few more. Really starting to turn into dough now. Okay. Mix it one more time here. Okay. I'm just going to move some of this stuff around here so I can lay it out. So I'm going to have to find something to roll this out. Oh, this is like the perfect wetness. It's perfect. I was worried it was a little too wet. Still might be, we'll see. My rolling pin fell apart and broke. So, yeah, it's a little wet. I'm going to stick a little bit more flour in. I don't need much, though. I love all butter crusts. I find they're flakier and they taste better. Okay, so I'm going to go find something to roll this out with. I'm not sure what yet. So I found this bottle of wine that I had in the shelf. I don't drink, so this has been there forever. So I took the label off and I washed the bottle. I think this will work. So, had this bottle of wine forever. I have no idea how many this is going to make, but I'm going to try and get as many as I can out of it. I figure maybe I should use some sort of cutter. Maybe something like that. Let's try that one. If it's too big, I'll change later. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to keep that out. I might need it still. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, hopefully, as long as this bottle works out good, I'm going to just roll these out to the same size and put the dough in each one. Pretty basic, standard. I definitely need a new rolling pin. I already have one eyed up on Amazon that I'm going to buy. I don't want the dough to be too thick because I'm going to cook it at the same time as I cook the pie filling. So I don't want it to be too thick. Let's see if this was about the right size. We might need to make it a little bit bigger. We'll see here. No, I think it's perfect. Just need to push it in there a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I just need to repeat that. How many times? 18? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If we only get 12 for the pumpkin pie, that's okay. This is what we're doing right now. I'm not sure if I even mentioned that. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. We're doing the pumpkin pie right now. Pumpkin and the cherry, because they both need pie dough. This is actually working better than I expected it to. The pie dough is really nice. Really like this recipe. I'm doing it probably about 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch thick. Okay, so I'm going to finish the rest of these off camera, and then I'll come back when we're ready to do the pumpkin pie filling. So I finished all of the tart shells. Now I'm just going to poke a few holes in the bottom so they don't come up everywhere. I don't want too many. I don't want stuff to leak out the bottom. Just perforate it a little bit. Okay, so let's make the pumpkin pie filling now. Set this aside. For the pumpkin pie filling, we need about 3/4 of a cup of pumpkin puree. I might need to double this, we'll see. Right about there. Oh, 3/4 of a cup. And then we need 2 eggs. Like that. We need a pinch of salt. Pinch. We need probably 1 to 2 tablespoons of pumpkin pie spice. We made this together in one of our previous videos. I'm going to start with 2. And then 2 tablespoons of either heavy cream or milk. I'm going to use heavy cream. I want it to be a little bit creamier. Let me see here, though. I'm just making, we need about 2 or 3 tablespoons of sugar. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. 2, 3. And then I'm just making sure we got everything. Yes, now we just mix it together. Let's try mixing this, see how much this makes. Okay, so let's fill as many of these tarts as we can with this, and we'll see how much this makes. See how many tarts we get out of it. I don't want to make an overabundance since I'm making so many different kinds of pies here. So I don't want to make an overabundance of one kind. Although my children did request extra of the chocolate cream pie that I'm going to be making soon. It's one of their favorites. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 7 pumpkin, and then we're going to do the rest of these in cherry. So let me get the cherry, and we'll do the cherry at the same time here. Okay, I have actual cherry pie filling here because I do not have homemade cherry pie filling. So we're going to use this out of a can today. I don't want to overly fill them because they are gonna, just going to take a couple out of here. I don't want it to overflow. I just thought this was a really, really good idea, and everybody can have 1 or 2 tarts of whatever they like. Have a variety for dessert. Thought that was kind of special. I'm just trying to make sure they're not over full, so I'm not overflowing them into my oven. So these are supposed to bake for about 10 to 15 minutes on 350. We'll see how cooked the dough is after that, but that's what the recipe says. Just finish the last one here. Okay, so I'm going to bake these for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I will give you an update once they're done. Okay, so I'm making the chocolate cream pie filling. So I have 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate and 3 tablespoons of butter melting in the pot here. I have 1 egg and 4 egg yolks scrambled in this bowl here. We need about half a teaspoon of salt. Just put that right into there. Okay, it says we need 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. See if I can do this without making a huge mess. That's the milk heating up. 1, 2, 3. I'm just putting it through this little sifter. Cocoa powder is notorious for lumps, so I don't want it to be lumpy inside this cream mixture. Okay, just mix it right in with the chocolate. Okay, now the milk, I was heating up a cup of milk to temper the eggs. So to do this, I just want to make sure that's on low. Add a little bit at a time and incorporate the warm milk into the eggs. A little bit at a time. just so the eggs don't cook when they're being added to the rest of the mixture here. I think that's good. So I'm just going to add the rest into this. We do need another 2 cups of milk. Milk or heavy cream, it's up to you. Add that in. I'm going to add half regular 2% milk and half heavy cream, just to give it a nice creamy texture, but not too rich. That combo can be all up to you though. You can do all like a skim milk if you want it a little bit less, what's the word? A little bit less rich. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, now I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. And we're just going to heat this mixture up. I'm going to add, hopefully, let's see how warm this is. It's actually still quite cool. So I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch to the egg mixture here. This is also to help thicken it, I think. I'm just going to work that into the egg mixture here. The eggs mixture is not hot whatsoever. That was the whole plan, to temper the eggs. Okay, so I'm going to let this warm up, and then as soon as I'm ready to add everything in, I will come back. So I went ahead and mixed up the Oreo filling, or the Oreo crust. I did it the exact same way I did with the graham cracker crust. So if you want to see that, just look back in the video and see how I did the graham cracker ones. So my whisk just broke. The chocolate cream pie filling is done. It's nice and thick. So we're just going to fill the tart shells now. It's like a pudding texture. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm not going to be putting whipped cream on top of these right away. I figured we would put whipped cream on them as we're eating them, so they don't melt and it's nice and fresh for everybody. But normally you would put whipped cream on top of this. Same with the lemon cream pie here. This is a no-bake recipe. I did cook the shells for about 10 minutes in the oven, so they make sure they're nice and solidified together, so that when I go to take these out of the shells, it's not going to be too bad. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to let these cool on the pan before I take them out of the tart shells. Okay guys, here's the finished product. So we got 8 cherry pie, 7 pumpkin, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lemon cream, and about 12 chocolate cream pie. I left them in the tins just because they're not fully cooled yet and I don't want them to break when I take them out. But this is the finished product. So guys, this is where I'm going to end the video today. I want to wish you guys all a happy Thanksgiving whenever you celebrate that. I know majority of you probably in November, but for my fellow Canadians, happy Thanksgiving. See you in the next video. Bye.